372, 373, 374. I'm back, baby! In yesterday's episode, we covered building this thing because I was having massive frames per second issue and I wanted to get rid of the barrels. Well, I got rid of the barrels. That's actually for something else that I'm working on that I just haven't felt like coding yet. It's nothing major. But yeah, so I got rid of all of the barrels and it helped a little bit. It got me up to 40 frames per second. But there's something else that helped me so insanely much more. I got rid of Optifine. Yeah, I was playing over at Adult's place. He's working on this arena thing, which I'll show you guys later on in the episode. But he's working on this arena thing for, like, just deathmatch and that kind of thing. Something like Call of Duty deathmatch, but, you know, Minecraft kind of ish. Anyways, he's working on that, and I was over there and commenting about how I was seeing a piano in the sky. Which, if I was smart, I'd just put a screenshot of up, because I actually got a screenshot of it. It was a glitch with Computercraft, and ooh, I gotta show you guys that too. Well, we got a lot of things to show you over at Adult's Place today. But that's, again, later on in the episode. But when it glitched like that, that's when my frames per second dropped to like 12. Really, really, really bad frames per second. And I was saying, oh, Computercraft has been doing that to me because I had a logo bouncing around on a screen and it caused a 10 frames per second drop. And it was kind of annoying, so I disabled it. And I've since lost the code. That's why there's not a little Chrono logo bouncing around the screen right now. I've got to rewrite the code completely, and I got to remember the syntax for it. Anyways, so Adult said that he wasn't having any problems. He wasn't seeing the piano in the sky. He wasn't seeing any glitches, nothing like that. But he also wasn't using Optifine. So I dumped Optifine, and yeah, at my place, I'm running at 80 frames per second. At his place, I'm running at 200 frames per second. And there's a hole in my ceiling, and I can't zoom in. Oh, there's so much I miss with Optifine. Or not having Optifine, I guess. Stone. Yeah, there's so much I miss with Optifine. The multi-core chunk loading. Oh, boy, I never thought I'd miss that so much, but I do. I really, really do. The whole zoom thing, I miss that too, but... Well, you know what? I'd rather have a smoother video than extra features. So, today, we have a couple of things to do. I want to expand on my little file server here. As you can see, I've been adding hard drives, but holy crap, is that expensive. You need a bunch of quartz. And I've had a lot of quartz. I had stacks and stacks and stacks of quartz. And this is how many hard drives it made. It's insanely expensive to make these things. But this is all considered endgame stuff anyways. Yeah, I have a stack of quartz. And I've been running 2 quarries in the mining world for 3 days now, something like that. And this is what I have to show for it. Oh, God, this is expensive stuff. But, okay, so I need... Alright, Space wants access to this thing from upstairs. Okay, I figure I can do that. But instead of running wire up there and putting another one of these up there, I figured there's an easier way to do this. And that is through the wireless interface. Yes, there is actually a wireless interface for these things. But we need a bunch of stuff. We need an ME wireless access point, I'm actually going to need to make a bunch of these so I can actually have access to this stuff all over the place. We need a bunch of cables to attach everything, and we need this ME wireless access terminal. Now, if y'all recognize this, it looks like the remote kind of ish from Red Power, the wireless Red Power. Obviously, it doesn't do anything right now because I have no signal. Well, here's the trick. We need the access point, we need a bunch of cabling, and I can show you just by attaching to the system right here. Blink, see, simple as that. And now we have an ME wireless access point, and I just realized that I need to move this. Yeah, so let's, no, not there, it has to be touching, come on. Wait, blink, there we go, okay. So what we need to do, we can see that we can actually see it now, it's this one here. What we have to do is we have to take this ME wireless access terminal, and that is what these two slots are for. We put it in the top slot, it comes out the bottom, and it's linked. So now I have the access point, and I can just right click, and I can access all my stuff remotely. But there's a limitation on how far away you can access. I'm pretty far away right now, and I have no signal. I still have no signal. I have signal. Yeah, it's like 16 blocks is the default setting, but you can use these things, wireless boosters. Each one of them boosts your signal up by 1 block. Now, the only problem is you can only put 16 in an access point. But now, I can still access my stuff, but from farther away. But obviously not far enough away to cover the entire base. So I'm going to have to make like at least 5 of them. There's going to have to be 1 in each quarter and 1 in the center, just so I can actually access my stuff. I can put it up there. Yeah, put it up in the ceiling. That way I should be able to access it from everywhere down here and everywhere upstairs. But I can't do that right now because I don't have these things. Though they're not terribly hard to make. Yeah, I should be able to make those. I got enough quartz dust. Yeah, I should be able to make those, but I need to make a whole bunch of these things, the wireless boosters too, and they take quartz. But I can make a stack of them easily enough, and I've already got 16, so if I make a stack of them, that will cover all 5. So a stack plus 16. Yeah, that'll work. Alrighty, so what I've got to do is actually run these wires. What would be the easiest way to do that? What I should do is just run a wire up the... Yeah, I get that glitch as well where the creosote oil goes away. I don't know what that is, but I should run a wire up the back and then run it across the ceiling over to there, and then I'll put one there, and then maybe Space will have access to this thing, the wireless access terminal. So let us start digging that, but I have to go underneath to do that because I don't want to be digging holes in my walls. But conveniently, we have this guy here. Inconveniently, I don't have an easy way to get over there because of all of my other wires. Well, let's just do it the easy way for right now. Let's run a wire over here. And I'm just going to run it over to the corner, which I'm going to have to run it behind everything. Ooh, mistake. No. My scroll wheel doesn't feel like it's working right today. I'm over-scrolling and under-scrolling, and it just doesn't feel right. Boop. And then I'll just make it back here, over into the corner. However far back that is. Well, farther back than that, obviously. How far back are we talking here? Let's see, the corner is 80. And this is 81, so right here, theoretically. Did I break anything? No. So if I dig up... Oh, crap. That I broke. Psst. Let me think. Because that doesn't work. Oy, these goofy red powers stuff. Oh. I'm going to have to rethink this again. Well, you know what? I'm just going to make life easier on everybody and skip ahead to when I have this in place, because you know what? At this point, you get the point. I'm going to be building it into the tower, basically. So, yeah. I will be right back. Okay, so now we're seeing the access point, and I've already put its 16 upgrades in it. So now we should be able to see this from outside. No, not on the crafting table. I want to shut that. Boink. Yay, we have access. All right, can we access it all around Space's place? Yes. I honestly have no idea where exactly it is. It's somewhere over there, but it's underneath the road. So I'm not sure exactly where it is. I have no idea where it is, to be honest. But it's somewhere around here, and obviously we have access to the system remotely. How far out? No, not that far out. Not that far out. That far out. Okay, so right around here is where it stops. So Space should have full access to it. That way he doesn't have to be running wires where I don't want them. And yeah, this is his place. He had wires coming up here, and he had the access terminals in here. But I didn't want hardwired access terminals, so I removed them. Yeah. So, okay, so that is done. The next thing that I have to do today is actually a big problem that I've come across. And it's somewhat related to the fact that we are extremely limited on quartz. Okay, as you guys saw, I have 65 quartz now, because the quarry's going. So not a lot of quartz. And each one of these hard drives takes a bunch of quartz. And 64 of the quartz I have are already assigned to an upgrade over there, an upgrade over there, and in the center. Just so I have access to everything. So, yeah, we have a lot of quartz to worry about, and not a lot of storage that can be made from the ones that I have. Well, if we notice, there's a slight problem. For example, this wool, I have 203,577 wool. That's a lot of wool. That's a lot more than I will probably ever need. I have 110k of glowstone, 109 of gunpowder, 104k of redstone. It's a little ridiculous, and it's probably time to actually resolve that problem. That's not my chest I'm working with. Let's throw that in there so Space has access to it when he logs in. And I think I figured out a way to take care of the problem, and it involves these export buses and these level emitters. Alright, now, the ME level emitter will emit a redstone signal when a certain specific item reaches a certain specific number. So you can emit, or you can set it to emit when the certain number of items is below a certain point or above a certain point. And the ME export bus will output stuff from the system into any kind of chest or anything when it receives a redstone signal. So I figure I can combine these two and get them to export items from the system after it reaches a certain point. And then it goes into a relay and then into an incinerator. And I'm just going to bring some pneumatic tubes along just in case. I will put this down south just for initial testing purposes. And I probably don't have any wool to play with, so we gotta go upstairs to play with the wool. Whee! I gotta get wool out of here, and I think I have enough to play with. Now, this isn't nearly as efficient as I would like it to be. I would like there to be a thing that I could say if anything gets above a certain point, anything past that point is just automatically destroyed. But as far as I can tell, I can only do this with one item at a time. Oh, and I need cabling to play with this. I'm going to need a lot of cabling to play with this. This is going to be convoluted, I guess is a very good... Hey! There's my Omni wrench. I've been looking for that for like a day. I just noticed it was in there. Alrighty, so let's set this up in a simple method. First, I need some cabling to bring down. Now, fair warning, every cable you add... Yeah, my mouse doesn't seem to be as responsive today either. It's actually getting kind of annoying. Every cable you add, every item you add, increases your power consumption, so you might want to pay attention to that. Boop, boop. Boop. Oi. I do not have it today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Alright, that should do me. So let's start with the level emitter. And I will need an export bus. There will work. And we can use our Omni wrench to change where this redstone signal is going to. Like right now it's only emitting it upwards, and that's kind of worthless to me. But we can right click with a wrench and get it to change direction. Same with this thing, the output there. And then where this cone is pointing is where the output of the system is. And I'm just going to output it into a relay. And then into a pneumatic tube into this incinerator here. Boink. Now the reason I'm outputting it into a tube is so I can have a whole bunch of these things set up. And there is totally an easier way for me to do this. Boink. And that is to add another cable there, and then put this guy above it, pointed downwards. Yeah, there we go. And then I can sit one right here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and so on and so forth, and just connect them through the tubes all into one incinerator. Now, if you haven't played with the incinerator before, basically it's a block that anything goes into it, goes bye-byes. So be very careful when you play with it. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. Now, the level emitter, I can take the wool, and if it gets up above a whole bunch, and I'm going to have to crank this up pretty freaking high because I want it to be like 64,000. So this is going to take a little while. Well, what do you know? You could just type it in. Yeah, I didn't know that. But that's okay. I actually spent a little bit of time trying to figure out the exact number that I should be putting of items into anything. And I am guessing for the most part because I was doing the math and the math doesn't make sense. Okay? There is, in the 64K storage, there's obviously 1024 times 64 bytes of storage. But how the system uses the storage really only makes sense with if you actually know how computers work, like really, really hard core. He's working on a outro song for me. But yeah, I'll have to pop off and listen to that here in a second. But anyways, so basically you put one thing into a storage cell, it uses 512K of storage. And then from there, everything you add onto it adds more storage. It's confusing as crap. And then how it ends up being a number, you know what? I don't know. So I'm just winging it. So I put 64 times 1024, and that's 65536 in there. So 64, no, 1024 stacks of wool I think will be enough for me. And we'll also cut my storage by, what, 3/4? 4/5? I have no idea. I'm not doing the math anymore. I'm done doing math for today. So what I have to do for, yeah, this guy, the ME level emitter, we've got to set it to the number that we want it to do. And we can set it here. So emit when levels are above the limit, or emit when levels are below the limit. We want above the limit. So right now, this redstone signal is totally on because we have like 200 some odd thousand of them instead of the 65,000 that we've limited to. So then from here, what we do is active with a signal. I didn't know we could change that. And then down here, we can move a single item or we can move stacks of items. Now, if we move stacks of items, it would be faster. However, this is a little goofy. It will keep moving items until the redstone signal turns off, but the redstone signal doesn't turn off instantaneously. So if we do this, we will actually have significantly less, several stacks less than what we're looking for. So, you know what? I'm going to set it to stack mode. Oh, there's actually a bunch of different things. I'm going to move stacks at a time just to get it down from its 200,000 to somewhere in the range of the 65,000. And then I'm going to switch it over to single item mode. That way I lose less. So yeah, we can see stacks and stacks and stacks of crap getting thrown in there. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. But this will get my wool. Yeah, that's my rendering error that I've been getting ever since I got rid of Optifine. That's what I was saying. I missed my multi-core chunk loading. So if we clicky here, we can see that it's dropping. Well, yeah, it's dropping. It's dropping slowly because we're doing 1,000 at a time, and it's only dumping 64 at a time. But it's going pretty quick. So let's drop that down. I'm going to go listen to the music that Adult has suggested for me, and I will be right back. Alright, so that works. So let's see if we can put the entire thing together in a non-jumpy way so that we can actually... Oh, and I forgot that I need actual items to throw in there. I'm going to do cobblestone, even though I don't actually have a lot of cobblestone. I only have 62k of cobblestone. Now, you know what? Let's do glowstone, because I do have a buttload of glowstone. Yeah. So, yeah, let's see if we can do this in a way that's actually not so jumpy so that we can see it from beginning to end without me having to stop every 5 seconds. Alright, so first we need a destination, so let's put down our relay and our pneumatic tube. We get our output, the export bus, which needs to be pointed in a different direction, which we use our little wrench for. That'll work. I don't like how it connects there, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything, and it's going to have the same exact problem up here. However, we can just click it. And where is the level emitter? No, that's not what I want. Shift clicky. There we go. And gotta point this thing in the right direction, which is down. Yay! Boop. And then we tell this thing that we want glowstone to activate when it gets above 65536. Emit when levels are above limit. Alrighty. And then we set this thing to active with signal. Set that to stack mode again. And we already have the glowstone going. It's just cruising along. So at this point, I've just got to wait till these two empty and then switch them over to single item. which, let's see, yeah, okay, so 65, K. Yeah, 65K is, oh, hey, Umbra. Hey, Umbra. Yeah, 65K is 64 times 1024, so... Oh, it won't say the number of stacks in here. Is Adult still logged in? Yes, he is. Adult is AFK. So we just gotta wait till this gets down below 65K. Should be relatively quick. Alright, so we're down to 65K. Does it drop any farther? No. Alrighty. Where's the wool? 65,433. So we can see that it was supposed to be 65,536, but it's 65,433. That's because it keeps going and drops a couple more stacks, even after it's not supposed to. So from here, if I can ever double tap and run, whee! I can take this one and switch it over to single item mode. And then when I get one wool above 65536, it will drop, well, actually, technically it'll drop a couple of wool once it gets past 3556, or 65536, in dyslexia. Yeah, it'll drop a couple of wool after it gets to that point, but it'll be closer to the 65K or 64K that it's supposed to get to. So yeah, that'll work. And then I just got to do the same thing after the glowstone's done, and then over and over and over again for all of the other stuff that I have to put in there. Because I have a considerable amount of stuff, and I want to do it for the cobblestone and the dirt, because right now, it's just going straight in. Well, technically so is everything. Anything that's in these things will automatically go into it, but I don't want to do it for, like, the wood, or the leather, ender pearls, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I definitely don't want to do it for the marble, dirt, and cobblestone, because I use that stuff all the time, and I want to replenish it when after I use it. So if I set up this kind of system over here with the dirt, cobblestone, and the marble, I'll be able to use it and then recover it just as easy. Woo! Alrighty, so that's fun. So, let's do a little bonus stuff. Let's run over to Adult's place, and I will show off my little prank-ish gift. Let's throw this crap back in there while I'm working on it. Put all my stuff back where it's supposed to go. Alright, let's head over to Adult's place and show off my little prankish gift thing. Now, Adult's place is like 5,000 blocks away or something absolutely ridiculous like that, but we don't have to worry about that, as we can just push a button and be there. And he's AFK. Umbra's down there building things. This is going to be our little village kind of area, deathmatch area. It's not that big. If the chunks ever decide to load, but, you know, that's just... it's me without Optifine. It's a pity, but it has to be. Oh, I was going to put the little village over here. What the crap is this? I think it's a lumber mill. At least I think it's supposed to be a lumber mill. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going to build over here. It's going to be like a group project if we do it. Hello. And, yeah, so you might see Shenaniderp deathmatch here soon. Is that a wisp? Oh, it's a fucking wisp. I hate wisps. Run away from the effing wisp. Alrighty, so, my little gift thingamabob is in this room. In fact, it's right behind me, because I happen to know where it is, because I put it there. And it is... this. Alright, so, Adult is kind of a musician. He's got $2,000 electric pianos and crap like that. So, he's actually a musician and stuff like that. He's writing up my intro, which is what I was pointing out earlier. Yeah, he's writing up the music for my intro and outro right now. And it's going pretty good. It still needs tweaking, so it's not going to be on this episode, but we're working on it. So I found, the first time I saw the advanced computer's touchscreen, this is what I thought of. This is the exact thing I thought of. I hate it when they use those freaking plasma guns. It's like shit starts exploding. It's like crap, where's the creepers? Anyways, yeah, so this is the first thing I thought of, obviously. First time I saw a touchscreen in Minecraft, I thought of this, and I thought of you. And, basically... Yep, it's an actual piano. Nope, it doesn't have anything saved. So, it's an overlay. It's got the notes on it. We have a record function. And playback function. Yeah, pretty awesome. I did get this code from a YouTube video that I found. I'll try to remember to put it in the description. But I had to slightly modify it because he was using note blocks, and we have this nice little iron block right here that I can use. So I just kind of switched up the code a little bit and set it to use the iron block instead of the 16 note blocks with 2 different sets of bundled wires, because you can't do that. Basically, you can't have 16 note blocks on a single bundled wire, and it was actually kind of bothering him, the guy who coded it, because he couldn't have 2 notes playing at the same time on the 2 separate bundles. Like, he could do it on one bundle, but he couldn't do it on 2 separate bundles. Now, this does not fix the problem. It's the same exact problem, but since we're not doing harmony and we can't exactly hit 2 buttons at once, it's not a concern of mine. So, yeah, that's actually pretty much it. So I will end the episode here. I think we did a pretty good episode, as jumbled as my speech seems to be. I'm a little worn out. It was Memorial Day weekend, and I went up to my grandparents for everything, and I am totally sunburnt. My forehead is killing me because I'm so freaking sunburnt, and I'm just a little out of it right now. So, I will end this episode here before I ramble on anymore, and I will say to you guys, as always, keep playing the game and have fun.